Good evening. Is this working? Can people hear me? Yeah.
Is it not working?
Apparently not. I'll speak loudly. We're going to call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Woburn Zoning Board of Appeals to order. I would like to remind everyone in the audience that this hearing is being videotaped and audio taped, so please keep that in mind if you decide to approach the rail to address the board. To begin our hearing, I would ask everyone to please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on our agenda this evening is a continuation from last month. It is the petition of Adam O'Doherty, 20 North Maple Street, seeking a variance in connection with constructing a fence that's higher than 3 feet within the front yard setbacks. Mr. O'Doherty, if you want to approach.
Hello, Adam O'Doherty, 20 North Maple.
So we got a new plan that has measurements, correct?
It has the measurements from the plot line to the fence itself.
And we also, I believe, I saw a letter
That-
that's signed by a couple people.
Yeah, it's from where the variance would be on the Night Ave side. There's only 2 houses on that street. I got a letter of support from both of those residents.
Okay. Have all the members of the board received that?
Yes.
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 All right. Do any members of the board have any questions for Mr. O'Doherty? Oh, there was one other thing. Member Parrish had requested that the traffic safety officer go examine the site.
Yeah.
That did happen, and we had received a communication from him that he did not see any issues with the sight lines, with the plan that he had, which was prior to the measurements.
Just express my appreciation to him for that.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, so any discussion? How does the board wish to proceed with this?
I'll make a motion to approve the variance based on the shape of the lot.
Second.
All in favor of the pending motion?
Aye.
Opposed? That was 4-1, Gordon.
Thank you.
That passes.
Okay.
A decision needs to be prepared and filed with the city clerk's office. That typically takes about a week. There's an appeal period, so no permit will issue until the appeal period
Okay.
expires. All right? And if you have any questions on the timing, you can reach out to Mr. Vincent.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, everyone.
You're very welcome. The next item on the agenda is the petition of Peter Spinazzola, trustee of Anchor Realty Trust, seeking a variance in connection with reducing the side yard setback to install a propane tank. Attorney Haupt, welcome.
Malcolm Hauk, 7 Wynn Street, Woburn, representing Peter Spinazzola, the owner of the property, for which we are seeking a variance. What we have here is a situation where the 2 1,000-gallon propane fuel tanks supply Mr. Spinazzola's building. And it's sometimes called 5 Breed Avenue, sometimes 3R Breed Avenue, and the assessors call it Kensington Avenue, which is an unbuilt paper street. But those tanks were located on the wrong side of the property line of Mr. Spinazzola's holding. And apparently, they were installed there, and we don't really know when, but at least back to, 1963 is when all these parcels were assembled from multiple deeds. Those that remember Woburn Truck Parts and Mr. Robbins, it was a variety of these small, tiny lots from the old Woburn city land development plans of the 19th century. Mr. Spinazzola's parcel, where his building is situated, is a 10,000-foot parcel, part of a larger holding of his. The building is 5,600 square feet, and what we're asking for is, as you can see on the plan that we had Mr. Plan we had Mr. Farrell prepare, what we're looking to do is get a variance, obtain the variance for a 3-foot setback at the rear property line and side yard line, so that the two 1,000-gallon tanks can be buried in an excavation, covered over. They are considered structures according to Mr. Quinn, so we required us to get a variance, and that's what we want to do, is locate them in the only place on the property that's accessible and allows a roadway and a traveled way about 18 and a half feet in width for delivery. Most of the deliveries to the building, which is multi-tenanted, are to the rear. And so the trucks come down Reed Avenue, pull off onto the property, drive around the corner of the building, and then proceed in a northeasterly direction along the back. So we want to keep that, want to keep enough distance there. As far as we're concerned, propane tanks are actually owned by Eastern Propane, and they've been, as nearly as we can see, at least in place since the 1960s. So what we have is now we no longer have a common ownership, and the Tucci Breed LLC owners want the tanks removed. They don't use them, apparently never did in the building as constructed over there at 9 Breed Avenue. So we're trying to get those propane tanks, get a location for Eastern Propane to site the tanks on our property, serving only the anchor building of Mr. Spinazzola.
When did the property stop being held in common ownership?
Peter, 1982.
And the tanks were in place in 1982?
As far as we can see, they were perhaps in place as early as the early 1960s. I did title rundowns for all of the properties that are all of the deeded parcels that compose both properties, that alone being a nightmare. And I can find nothing as ever recorded, either by easement, grant, license, and inquired of two different entities, two different portions, two different people at Eastern Propane. They had no idea when they were installed.
Are they serviced now?
Yes,
Right, so I assume they're filled?
yes, yes.
Right, and so we have,
They provide all of the fuel needs for Peter Spinazzola's building.
all right, so we have the aerial view
Yes.
from the assessors. Are the tanks, so there's two white rectangles?
Those are the guys.
Okay,
Just on the other side of the, as I said, on the other side of the boundary line for the Tucci Breed LLC property and Kensington Avenue.
all right, who was the entity that owned both properties?
Where the tanks are now?
Yeah, who owned both of them? Was it-
Tucci Real Estate.
No, who owned it before too? So my question is,
It was all belonged to one guy, his name was Donald Robbins.
Don Robbins, it
I
was,
bought my property from him and he sold it to Tucci.
it was Don Robbins that operated the Woburn Truck Parts operation up there,
okay,
down the dirt road that became Breed Avenue.
and no one thought to make any arrangements for the propane tanks when the property was...
Apparently not, apparently not. It's now become a matter of some contention between Peter and his neighbor. Neighbor wants them out.
Yep.
And of course, Eastern Propane, it just said, you guys take care of it.
All right, so the aerial map shows, so I can see and I'm directionally challenged, so when you say the trucks come in and
Southeasterly
head-
corner. So we're looking for the
I
south.
don't have any directions on this. I'm going by the aerial photo. So
It's a southeasterly corner, Margaret, is where the tanks would be located. Perhaps on the Farrell plan, he does have a point of compass on it.
So, Madam Chair, on the aerial will be the lower left portion of the property.
That's right.
If you turn it upside down, it will line up with the,
yeah, well, so
Yeah,
I'm
they're
trying to figure
Well,
out.
I guess if you turn it upside down.
So what size are the trucks that come in that you want to maintain the clear passage to go back? I understood you.
Around the corner, 18 and a half feet, around the southeasterly corner of the building.
What kind of trucks are they?
6 ton?
20-foot delivery truck. They go down the front of the building and they come around the back.
All right, so are they going to be coming around where these giant tanks are with a few little bollards around them to protect them?
They're going to be buried. They're going to be buried and covered with steel plate or Doc's plank, and there will be bollards at the corner.
Of the plate?
Yes.
Okay, so right now they're above ground.
Correct.
All right, now they're going to be in ground.
They
They're
go
going to be
down.
in ground.
Right.
Out of sight. We realize also that even to remove the existing tanks, we have to deal with the fire department to install the new tanks, the tanks in a new location. We'll be dealing with the fire department, the fire safety officer. I've already spoken to the lieutenant over there, and he's given me the menu of what to do, who to call, and when to call. I will say, unfortunately, it may be a little bit difficult to see unless you hold both the aerial view and the plan up against one another. At Farrell, oriented and entirely opposite to the way the...
That's fine, well, that's what, so, if they're going to be underground, why can't they be, and there's going to be truck traffic over them anyway,
Near them.
why can't they be in front of the building? Why can't they be buried in the front?
We tried that. There's really no room out front.
Looks like there's a lot more room out front than there is in that
Yeah,
little
that's-
corner.
That's parking, and it's a whole different area to bring the gas into the building. That was the easiest right there, along the back, one on each corner, or two on the left, on the dump, on the landfill side.
Trying to do it with as little disruption to the plumbing and piping and the feed into the building as it is now.
Okay, what's the hardship you're relying on?
It's a very peculiar lot. We have 10,000 feet that are of a larger parcel that are allocated to this building, and that's about a 56% coverage. And really, there's no other reasonable location, and given, as I said, the needs and means of supply from the fuel tanks, that's all they are, is fuel tanks. They're otherwise quite inanimate.
Any other members of the board have any questions?
Attorney Hulk, it's great to see you again.
Nice to be here.
Yes, sir.
Nice to be up in here.
These propane tanks, as I look on that satellite map, we have the city dump right behind there, right? So you don't ever suspect that there'd be any residential areas being built in that area?
We don't anticipate it.
Don't anticipate it,
And we,
right?
and we, any more than we would have anticipated back to the days of Woburn truck parts, that there would be independent freestanding buildings in that location, much less a paved roadway.
Understood. And you mentioned you,
Might I draw your attention to the Anderson Regional Transportation Center that's been built on a Superfund site? In any event.
in any event.
It just
Right.
means that I'm familiar enough with what is there, what has been there, that I've been in Woburn too long.
Right. And you did mention the fire department, and they'll advise you how deep that
They
needs
tell
to
you-
go and all
they-
that good stuff, right?
Eastern Propane will inspect
Yeah.
the excavation. The fire department will inspect the excavation before any tanks are placed there. I don't know what the half-life of these tanks are. They've been there a while. 1963, that's going to make them 70 years old. I suspect, and there are boiler laws that govern the lifespan
Sure.
of these tanks. So that's up to Eastern Propane. They'll have to have properly permitted and inspected tanks to install, which they're going to still own.
Understood. Thank you, Attorney.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
So the tanks are currently on 9 Breed. Is it going to be those actual tanks that are being moved and dug down, or those will be removed and these will be brand?
What we're really asking for is a variance to create a structure that is not in compliance with side yard and setback requirements, so that we can excavate within 3 feet of the rear line and the sideline, and whatever it is that Eastern Propane, as I said, I have no idea how the tanks are inspected. I know
But
I
the
am-
ones on 9 will be removed.
Those won't be the same tanks. They put a different tank in the ground.
Thank you.
I have gas bottles in my garage for whatever it is that I do or anything, and they have to be inspected. I have acetylene and oxygen bottles and nitrogen bottles.
Got one more question. You all set?
I'm finished, thank you.
So Attorney Hawk, did you talk with Solicitor Savati and the building inspector? I think this is the first petition we've had where a structure is actually underground. Was there any?
It was my first, when I talked to Mark Salvati and when I talked to Mr. Quinn, it was my first understanding that a tank was a structure. A tank of this nature was a structure.
Yeah.
I said, I can understand a water tank on elevated stilts. I can understand multi-thousand gallon water or fuel tanks. First time I ever,
Dealt with it underground?
no, it's the first time I ever dealt with a tank that 2 guys could walk away with.
True.
They could carry empty, that's a structure. And not to drill down too far on Mr. Spinazzola's fee agreement, I did search out the state building code. I did search out the model building code. I couldn't find any reference to a tank being a structure. So
Yeah.
I told Peter, I said, a battle not worth fighting.
I have one underground now that's in another building. It's pretty common.
Oh, sure, I certainly understand that, and I know some houses have propane tanks. It's just, I
Question.
guess, I've been on the board 21 years. This is considered a structure underground. It's just a little,
Again,
bizarre, but
a war I'm not willing to engage.
Let me ask, is there anyone else in the audience who cares to be heard in connection with this variance request at 3R Reed Avenue?
Actually, I just had
Of
one
course.
question. Just regarding how it's delivered. Did you say the truck comes in and drives the full length of the front of the building and loops around the back? Okay,
All of the trucks, including the
So one way.
okay, so it comes in, full length to the front, loops around back, delivers, and then goes out.
Yeah, the biggest truck we let go through is 20 foot anyway, because of they hit awnings and things.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's a tight, looks like a tight corner.
It's been like that for 40 years. Yeah.
Which means when I leave your office, I drive the wrong way down the
And that's how it's currently being delivered.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
And that's the fuel tank, that's the fuel trucks to replenish the tanks where they are,
Right.
and it will be the fuel trucks to replenish the tanks, the new tanks. I keep falling back to relocation. It's just a different, we're creating a different site for the propane fuel tanks, however they come to be there.
How does the board wish to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve the variance based on the shape of the lot.
Second.
All in favor of the pending motion?
Aye.
Opposed? You're very familiar with the drill, Attorney Houck. A decision would be prepared and filed.
Say, Mr. Parrish, you've been on the board 20 years?
So hasn't the chairwoman as well, yeah?
I was on my board 24 years, and when it was time to go, I knew it.
You'll let us know. You'll let us know.
No. When it's time to go, you know it.
Yeah.
You'll know it.
Thank you very much.
All right, good night.
The next item on the agenda is the petition of Brett Keeley, 44 Locust Street, seeking a special permit in connection with a request to build an addition to a single-family home.
Good evening, Madam Chairwoman and rest of the board. Brett Keeley, 44 Locust Street. Here for, I got a pre-existing non-conformity setback on the front of the house. So if you're on the street looking at the house, it is the right side, which is 20 feet to the sidewalk. And with the addition, I'm just looking to go up a second floor. And if you can see out the back, I'm looking to do a single-family addition out the back right side of the house that will attach to the deck.
All right, and the proposed, so the second story is just going to be on the existing footprint.
Yep,
You're not going to be going any closer to the,
correct. But I did talk to Mr. Quinn. I had a question about the portico that I added,
yeah.
because I was curious about that before I submitted the paperwork, but he said a portico, I forget the word that she used, but he said that would be okay, but he wanted me to bring it up to you guys.
Sure, so depending on the, oh, God, it's been a long time since we looked, and I didn't bring my code book with me. Are these, are the original stairs staying there? Are these the original stairs, or are you gonna put in, what are you gonna?
We're gonna get rid of those stairs and just move, they're gonna move it over, the front door's gonna move 12 inches to get stairs to the upstairs. So the front stairs is just gonna get knocked out and then just moved over 10 inches.
Gonna be moved over towards the area that has
Towards the driveway,
the setback that's,
away from the setback. So the stairs will be shifted, I think it's 10 or 12 inches towards the stairs on the left that you see. If you're looking at A6.
hold on, I'm not looking at it. All right, so I'm sorry, you wanna say that again now that I'm looking at it?
So looking at A6, so the stairs will be shifted 10 or 12 inches to the left towards the stairs on the side of the house that are existing for the deck.
Okay. And do you have any idea, we don't know what the setback is with that other corner,
Um,
but in any event,
No, I think it was over 25 feet. I do know that. No, according to my plot plan, from the corner of the house, the opposite corner of the setback to the sidewalk, it is not listed on the plot plan.
well, you already have a nonconformity for the front, and so you're going to continue to have a nonconformity to the front.
Right, so it's,
So I don't have any, so once you cover, so if you just had the stairs, it
Yep,
doesn't matter, or the stairs don't count.
yep.
But I used to think it was if you, and not necessarily if you just cover it, but if you enclose it, but I didn't put the code book.
So it won't be enclosed.
But in any event, that's still, the board still has the ability to offer that relief via special permit because you already don't comply
Right.
with the front setback. But thank you for bringing that to my attention because I frankly didn't, when I was reviewing your plans, I didn't notice that.
And yeah, like I said, I talked to him probably 4 months ago, because it's been a long process. He had mentioned if I was looking to do a farmer's porch, which I would love to, but not the time. He said, then you're gonna run into an issue. But with
Yeah,
the,
because if you ran it across, that's why I asked what the
Right.
setback is at that corner, because if you went all the way,
right. So it's,
chances
the
are-
portico, I think it's it'll be, the stairs will be 5 feet wide, 6 feet wide. It's more or less just an aesthetics thing on the front side of the house. It's the main entrance to the home.
yeah. Let me ask you this. So there's the deck on your house. What height is it? Like how far is it from the ground?
The backyard is pitched a little bit, so I would say the biggest gap on the backside is probably 4 feet to the ground.
Because that, do you know when the deck was built?
I do not. I know the house was built in 1956, I think. The deck was there when I bought the house in 2016.
The deck does not comply with the side setback. But that really doesn't have anything to do with the areas that you're seeking to go up and extend in the back towards the addition, and for the addition. There's going to be bulkhead.
Yes, for egress out of the basement.
Where is that? So the proposed addition, there's going to be like a side entrance? Where's the bulkhead going to be?
On the side of the house. So the current egress door will be filled in. That'll be where the new foundation basement's going underneath the family room addition.
All right, so this is, okay, this is why I'm asking this question. So on A8,
Yep,
all right, so you have an existing full-size door that goes into the basement now,
correct. Yep,
and that's going to disappear. So
correct,
there's not going to be a full-size door entry into the basement anymore.
correct.
It's going to be a bulkhead, it's going to be on the other side of the house?
It'll be on the side of the house, yes.
Okay, so that's not shown on the, on the plot plan. I don't know if the building commission will care. It's shown on A4.
it is shown on A8.
Yeah, although,
Oh,
it-
dims, right?
It might not be on the plot plan because it doesn't count towards any of the, setbacks.
Right.
All right, so the other, so how many, what's the bedroom count and the bathroom count right now in the existing house?
Right now, there's 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom.
But I didn't add them all up. So what's the count going to be?
The count will be 4 total bedrooms
Yep.
and 2.5 baths.
And the addition, that's going to be a crawl space at the basement level?
That'll be a full foundation, full basement.
A3 has it labeled as new addition crawl space.
Yeah, and I saw that. I didn't really understand why that was there.
And you have a, what's going to be in the basement?
Don't know. It'll just be, I'm just looking for more space.
But your proposed basement floor plan, and I don't know if this is just kind of leftover imagery that they didn't erase, but it's got like a standalone bedroom, and a couple other symbols on the side.
Off to the left,
Yeah.
that's my heater, my boiler, and my oil tank. So the oil tank is the big rectangle,
So those
and the boiler,
utility space.
yes.
I mean, it even says remove door, provide access panel to crawl space.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe that's just the wordage that the architect used, crawl space, but we talked about.
Your understanding, it's going to be full height.
Yeah,
Last question, is there going to be, what's going to be up in the, you're going to have like a utility space up on the peak of the house? You're going to have a pull-down stairs?
pull downstairs for attic, storage, whatever. Accessories we can throw up there and hoard.
All right, let me ask if any other members of the board have any questions.
Going back to that on A3 where it is labeled new addition crawl space, and you're removing the door, but to the right of that, is that another door or is that a window?
That's just a doorway to lead into the new basement. I would, just for structural purposes, that's a carrying wall, so that'll just be a doorway into the new basement back down there.
Let me ask, is there anyone in the audience who cares to be heard in connection with this request for a special permit at 44 Locust Street? Any other questions?
Just a statement, you mentioned a farmer's porch, you said it might be more difficult to do, is that?
It was when I talked to Mr. Quinn about the portico, we were just in conversation, he had said, if you were looking to do a porch out front, then you're gonna run into big issues, which is gonna be a big ordeal then.
Did he tell you what big issues those were? Because
I didn't get
corner of your
into,
lot's at 20 feet, you know?
I didn't get into it.
Pardon?
We didn't get into the depth of that conversation.
I think you just have to argue what you're arguing for here, if it's not more substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, because the corner of your house is at 20.5 feet, does that say?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're already a non-conforming, so. But anyway, that's for down the road, I guess.
But down the road, because, like I said, that's something I would love to have, but just, yeah.
How does the board wish to proceed?
Make a motion to approve the special permit based on the drawings submitted.
Second.
All in favor of the pending motion?
Aye.
So that passed. So, Mr. Keeley, a decision needs to be prepared and filed in the clerk's office. That typically takes a week. There is a 20-day appeal period, so no building permit will issue until that appeal period expires without anybody appealing the decision.
Okay,
Okay? If you have any questions about the timing, you can reach out to Mr. Vincent.
awesome.
Okay?
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Good luck. The next item on, excuse me, on the agenda is the petition of, I hope I don't pronounce this incorrectly, Aldia Construction Corp., 23-day Circle, in connection with a request to raise and replace a single-family home on a non-conforming lot.
Hi, my name is Fred Chaldea.
I didn't even come close. close, my
Yeah, you were
apologies.
close enough. You did good. Better than most.
Aldea,
Yes.
okay.
And we're looking for a special permit because the lot size is about 800 feet short of the 12,000. We meet all the setbacks, and we just need that one special permit for the lot size.
So what is the existing bedroom and bathroom count?
The existing bedroom and bathroom is 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
And if I did my math correctly, the proposed structure is going to have 4 full bathrooms, and it looks like up to 6 bedrooms.
5 bathrooms, no, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms on 3 floors.
I'm sorry, what's that?
5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms.
So the study on the first floor has a walk-in closet, right?
There's a bathroom off of that study.
Yeah, so that makes it a bedroom, doesn't it?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it could be a bedroom.
Right, that's, I think, probably why I counted 6 bedrooms.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
And so up in the attic, so the attic also has a
A full bathroom,
full
yes.
bathroom. And that's a large space. That could potentially also be turned into a bedroom at some point up there.
It could be, absolutely.
It's intended to be used as living space.
Right.
And the foundation plan shows a proposed concrete bulkhead, right?
Correct.
But I don't think the elevation, so the right elevation shows what looks like a door, a direct door entry that would be used to access the basement. I'm looking at page 2.
Now, you have to access the basement, you have to go in through the bulkhead or through the house.
So as I'm looking at the right elevation, see that door looks like it's not at the first floor. It looks kind of in between. So what does that door access, the one that's shown on page 2?
Honestly, I didn't bring the full set of drawings.
Access the garage on the side?
The garage has a side door, yes.
Okay.
It might be, would
Yeah.
kind of set back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right elevation. Right, so where is the bulkhead?
This is the wrong set.
Maybe on the opposite. Oh, yeah, it's shown right there. Yeah, all right, the bulkhead, and the bulkhead is also. All right. Anybody else have any questions?
Forgive me, I didn't quite hear that, but I'm sorry, I'm looking for a page here. The left elevation, We're not calling that the bulkhead, are we? Left elevation?
The bulkhead is
No.
in the rear.
Because it's on page 2, on the rear.
You have a, we just had a portico, could you explain what's in between the two windows there in the left elevation, first floor?
Left elevation?
Are you covering up where an old door was, or you,
Oh, is that a vent for a fireplace or something?
I'm looking at the left elevation.
you got some shingles there? And
All I see is windows.
It's a little 3D.
it almost looks like a portico with no door there.
You're talking about the back?
No,
Yeah.
Left elevation.
left elevation, I'm sorry, this drawing does not have a number on it. It's the first one in our packet, though. I think it could be drawing number 1,
Yeah, 1 of 12.
Let me show you.
1 of 12,
Yeah.
left elevation.
Oh, that's a bump out for the fireplace.
Thank you both. Appreciate it. No chimney, though?
Thought of myself.
No, it's a direct vent.
Thank you.
I'm going to building now. I have a quick question, a few questions. So public record shows the lot size is 10,019.
That's right.
So is that incorrect?
Yes, according to the engineer, yes.
Okay.
Mark Slager.
Okay. And also, your application states, there are many homes in the area that have large additions or new 2 stories.
Yeah.
But I looked at public record, and a lot of them just look like ranches or capes.
There are a lot of ranches. As a matter of fact, I mean, this is probably one of the, not of the newer houses going up. There have been additions, but I'm not sure there's been any tear downs in this whole area.
Yeah, I think this will be the largest on Day Circle
Oh, yeah,
by far.
probably.
Let me ask, is there anyone in the audience who cares to be heard in connection with this request for a special permit at 23 Day Circle? All right, so if you want to come approach the board and speak, you'll need to come up to the microphone. Mr. Chaldea, can you just sit down for a few minutes? Thank you. Hi, so if you could just identify yourself by name and address.
Lucille Nicholson, 26 Day Circle.
Okay,
I'm James Nicholson, same address.
welcome.
I just
So
think
what do you
that-
want us to know?
Yes, I just think it's way too big for the area. We do have some 2-story houses there, but as Ms. Chatfield said, most of the houses in the area are ranches. A lot of them have been updated, but not to the extreme of this house. I feel it's like putting way too much in a lot that really is not big enough to accommodate it. Thank you.
And my feelings are the same. Most of the homes, as my wife mentioned, are ranches, single-family ranches on the street, and single-story ranches. There has been somewhat of a turnover in the neighborhood, generally young families that are moving in with, I would expect, no plans to, tear down and build a big house. I think, what we would be interested in is maybe somewhat of a scaled-down model of what has been proposed. I don't know how difficult that is to do, but this would really offset the neighborhood and the whole complexion of the neighborhood. Thank you.
Patrice Trodella, 21 Day Circle. I agree with what they have said. The neighborhood is mainly ranches. There may be a dozen with a second floor addition or a side addition. Nothing that large is in the whole neighborhood, even going down into Glen and Mayflower. It's a small, everything in the neighborhood is quaint. I feel that a 5-bedroom, 3-floor home is going to overpower the whole neighborhood. I'm on the side, they're across the street. It just takes away the structure and the ethnicity of, not the ethnicity, the quaintness of the neighborhood. We thrive on our circle being what it is. Like he said, all the new families moving in, nobody's tore down, everybody's remodeled. I just think that is a monster of a home to put in the smack dab in the middle of Day Circle, and it is at the top of the hill, so everybody will be able to see it. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have a question, one more, I'm sorry. How far back is it going to be? I know it's a funky lot, it goes kind of like a triangle.
It'll actually be further back than it is existing.
So, right, so,
No.
and then that bothers me personally. I have solar panels all on the back of my house. And is that going to cause,
I doubt it.
problem with my solar panels? Is it going to block, I'm assuming they'd have to go back with the property, with the
Come-
building.
Currently, what's existing there is 20.4 feet from the road.
Right, so it does have to go back when they tear down.
He'll move
right?
it back to 26 feet. But the footprint doesn't look like it's gigantic here. It's just, it's going up, but it'll meet our zoning in that regard as well. But he's putting this as where you would build a new house. It'll meet all our side dimensions, rear
It has to
dimensions.
meet all of your standards. I'm not saying it's not. I
Yeah.
need to know for my personal.
Have you looked at the, where it's gonna be
Little bit, but
located?
I don't really understand.
Just so they know, it's the same exact house. That when
But
you
three
come out
floors.
on Lexington
Oh,
Street,
okay.
it's the same exact house that's right there.
Right. And those
Just so you
are
get
very,
a
and
sense.
they're beautiful. Beautiful, but they're big.
Oh, yeah,
And
they
for
are.
that, for Day Circle, it is quite big.
Do you know that
And I
address
just
on-
need to know that for my own personal
Yeah.
preference. Thank you.
Elaine Doherty, 24 Day Circle. Again, we're concerned, most of the lots on Day Circle are only 10,000 square feet to start with. So this is going to look very out of character for the whole neighborhood. A scale down, we actually put a second story. We do have a 2-story house. We put a second story on our house. But it's not to the extent of what's going to be, we're talking about going in there. And it is as much as it says, they say it's 11,000 square feet, it's a very odd-shaped lot. But I just think the character of the neighborhood is going to be, affected. And if we allow this for one, when someone comes in when it's 10,500 square feet, you're going to allow that to happen too. So, it's a slippery slope at times. So, those are my concerns.
I'm Ronald Doherty from 24 Day Circle. The house, my only problem is that the house is just really too big for the neighborhood. I mean, a scaled down version would be nice, and my house is tall, but it's like not really as tall as this, and it's going to be.
How tall is your house?
It's about probably the same height if you stand on the ground and go from the basement up. But there's not going to be, is there going to be any place to walk out?
What do you mean, I don't follow?
I have a garage under, so
Yeah.
I have basically a walkout basement. So if you measured it from that point to the peak, it'd probably be taller than, or as tall
If
as
you measure
that.
from your backyard, you're taller than me.
No, the backyard you wouldn't.
Because you have a walkout.
No, it's on the side,
Oh, okay.
because of the hill, because of the hill.
Okay.
But I mean, if you could scale this down or something, I mean, you're 12 feet on the setbacks on 21 side, like 12.9 is what the plan says. So you're a little close there. I mean, nobody is really on the setbacks on the sides, in any houses in the neighborhood, if you look around.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah, okay, well, I've lived there for 70 years. So, I know everybody's name in the neighborhood, by house number, but I just think if you could just scale this back a little bit, it would be much better for the neighborhood. It really is gonna look out of place. You know, the houses you have on Lexington Street, they're beautiful. I think you're doing a beautiful job, they look great. They look great on Lexington Street. But on Day Circle, the houses are all ranch houses. They're 3-bedroom ranches, that's what they all started out as. A few people have added on, it's probably,
Just like Marlboro Road is all ranches, and now you
True.
drive down Marlboro Road, you got probably
Yeah.
10 houses bigger than this.
but that doesn't help Woburn, because now people that are starting out can't afford a $1.5 million house or a 1.6. Where are you gonna come in at?
1.8.
1.8, there
I'm
you go.
paying
All right,
And how can it-
I'm
you know,
gonna stop
it's a-
this right
It's a
now.
starter neighborhood.
Sure, let me just,
Okay.
so I should have asked you earlier to direct all your comments to the chair, because this
Okay,
is
I'm
not
sorry.
intended, that's okay. I thought you guys
I'm just
were
trying to
gonna
give him
stop.
some feedback,
Sure,
that's all. I'm not trying to be mean.
I understand, and so I'm gonna give you some feedback too,
Okay,
okay? Because under the current zoning ordinance, the applicant is complying with all of the setbacks.
true,
So,
but he's short 792 square feet.
yeah, but,
In
you
a
know,
pie-shaped
you
lot.
You were probably short too, and you put an addition on your house.
I'm not short
You
on any
could do that,
setbacks.
I thought all someone said that all the lots are 10,000 square feet.
They are.
So if you own a 10,000 square foot lot,
But
you
when I
would
put my
need a
addition
special
on,
permit. You would need a special permit to put an addition on your home.
the zoning ordinance were different when I put my second floor on.
Well, so that could
So
be.
10,000 square feet could fly then.
Sure. So now it's 12,000.
Right.
But the board has jurisdiction to grant a special permit to provide some relief to those people who bought houses that sit on non-conforming lots. So the older the house, higher the odds they sit on a non-conforming
True.
lot. And so what the board typically does when we have an application like this to knock down the existing non-conforming structure, is to weigh what the new structure does compared to the old structure. And the new structure is going to comply with the front setback. So that's actually an improvement on one of the setbacks. Because the proposed structure complies with all of the setbacks and is going to comply with the maximum height allowance, if this was built on a 12,000 square foot lot, it could be built as of right. And it could be built as of right even if the people next door had a ranch and felt like, wow, this thing's huge and it's gonna loom over me. And we do see a lot of applications to raise existing single-family homes and build new single-family homes. And I completely understand and agree that it's hard for people in the city to buy a house, oftentimes in the city that they grew up in, because we have the benefit of being located where we are. So I'm going to tell you what my vote is, because I'm just one person out of the five. The criteria that we use is we need to determine that whether the proposed structure is substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood than the existing structure. And the criteria that we can evaluate are in terms of drainage, water service, traffic generation, things of that nature, not aesthetics. So we don't get to, it's not really our role, in my view, to regulate aesthetics. And my view is because it complies with all of the setbacks and will comply with the height, I think almost by definition in my analysis, it's not substantially more detrimental to the neighborhood, although I completely understand why people in the neighborhood think it's way too big. Mr. Chaldia is absolutely correct. I can't tell you the number of applications we've had on Marlborough Road in that neighborhood where those small houses
Same
were
houses.
knocked down, and the biggest houses that can be fit on the lots within the setbacks are being put up. So that's my, so I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to be
No, I understand.
disrespectful to you, but our zoning ordinance has, the setbacks are there to protect, the city of Woburn has determined that a 12-foot setback in a residential property is good enough. And that a 25-foot setback in the front is good enough. And a 30-foot setback in the rear, that's good enough. So I'll stop talking, so.
Okay.
Let me ask if is there anybody else on the board?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Anybody else who cares to be heard? Any
No,
discussion?
I
on the
think
question?
I agree with you too. I think when you mention aesthetics, I think if, we would certainly have some jurisdiction if they put up a 3-story concrete bunker or something like that,
Yeah.
that would not fit into the neighborhood look. But no, I agree with you, Madam Chair, on your comments.
So how does the board wish to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve the special permit based on the drawings submitted this evening.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor of the pending motion?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so that passed 4-1. A decision needs to be filed in the office. No building permit will issue until the appeal period expires without anyone filing an appeal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The next item on the agenda is the petition of Dana Lally, 14 Colonial Road, seeking a special permit to install a 2-story addition, and as well as a deck.
Hi, how are you? We are Dana and Shane Lally of 14 Colonial Road, and our house as built was non-conforming, and we're seeking to add an addition onto that non-conforming side.
Let me just fold all my papers.
I'll take 10.
Okay, so the proposed addition is, as I understand it, kind of filling in the space.
Yes, the bulkhead has been an issue. We were told it could not be moved, so it's really made plans difficult. So we are trying to keep the bulkhead there, keep the foundation solid, but include a deck off the back with a bathroom above.
So the left-hand side and the right-hand side will match, and then the bulkhead will be in the middle.
All right, and up top, the addition's going to essentially be like a full bathroom in the closet?
Yeah, just a walk-in bathroom, closet, and then underneath there'll be a screened-in porch.
Okay. And is that deck there now, or that's also proposed?
So the deck has been there for over 10 years.
And is
No, so the deck that's been built, that'll be built off the back with the new construction,
Okay, so the deck that's there now is going to be,
dismantled.
okay.
Totally taken
Because
down.
I guess we have to put in helical
piers.
piers. So we have a deck there right now that'll be dismantled, and then these piers will, I believe it's 12 or 15 will go down to support the new addition.
All right, and the idea is that you're going to have the screened-in porch is going to be at the same level as the deck?
Yes, it's just going to be the underneath part of it, and just like click connect screening.
Bless you.
Bless you.
All right, let me ask any other members of the board have any questions?
Yeah, I had a little trouble following this. So you basically just go into a second floor, you're not changing any of the footprint, correct? Is that right?
So all we're doing is, so our
Half-
bedroom is there, and we don't have a bathroom. So we're just putting a bathroom connected to our bedroom, and that bathroom will be over the screen porch in the back of the house.
The bathroom will be over the screen porch?
Yes.
Yeah, so it'll be
Put
the
a lot of
second floor.
insulation in there. Better put a lot of insulation.
Oh, we will, yeah, everything will be, it already is.
So overall, the addition is just 126 square feet?
Yeah, it's like, it's going to be a mimic of the other side, so it's like 10 by 11 or whatever the actual measurements are, but it's not going to be that big. It's going to be a rather small bathroom, small walk-in closet. It's not going to be,
No sitting room?
No.
well, underneath there'll be a deck.
That's a type of sitting room.
I'm just saying. Too soon.
So the screened-in porch will be the only non-conforming part.
Yeah.
And then upstairs, the bathroom, that does come in the 4 foot. So anything that would be seen from, like, the neighbors who have all written letters saying that they don't oppose.
Oh, do you want to submit those? Because I don't think
Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah, we just got them the last couple of days. We've been,
So we received the letter from our next-door neighbor, like, directly next to us, who would be most affected, and he said he doesn't oppose. And we're on kind of the corner, so that...
there's only 2 houses that'll
You
kind
know
of...
what, if you can hold on just for a sec, because Mr. Vincent can't take notes when he's walking
Oh.
up.
Oh, sorry, I didn't
That's,
know.
no, that's all right.
There's 6 separate?
There are, yeah.
That was me.
That was not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So kind of as we were discussing, we are the next house over from Lantern Lane, which is a cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
So the people in the cul-de-sac, well, the Haverdys, which are right next door, on technically Colonial Road. And then there's the Amarals that are on Lantern Lane. They're the only people that will actually be able to see the addition. And both of those households have said they don't oppose.
And then behind us is a daycare, so, in Burlington.
Any questions, comments? Let me ask, is there anyone in the audience who cares to be heard in connection with this request for a special permit at 14 Colonial Road? Sure, if you want to come up and, if you could identify yourself by name and address.
My name is Dennis Mullane. I live at 21 Colonial Road, directly across the street, so I'm here to support their petition. Looking out my window, I wouldn't notice a difference, after the construction is done. It wouldn't affect my view, it wouldn't affect the traffic. I don't know how relevant, my words are, but I'll be brief. And so, we're friends. I just want to support them. They're good citizens, and, that they keep the property well, and it's a small addition, and so that's what I want to say.
I appreciate your time. Thank you. does the board wish to proceed?
I'll make a motion to approve the special permit based on the drawings and materials submitted this evening.
Second.
All in favor of the pending motion? All right, so that passed. A decision needs to be prepared and filed with the city clerk's office. That generally takes about a week. Then there's an appeal period, so no building permit is going to issue unless that appeal period expires without anybody appealing the board's decision.
Great.
Okay?
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
very
you, guys.
welcome.
Have a good night.
luck. All right, the next item on our agenda is approval of the meeting minutes from April 16th. I had a couple questions that I went over with Mr. Vincent. I didn't have any like formal kind of edits or corrections. I don't know if anybody
you-
else has any
Were
comments.
you going to thoroughly check how a vote tally went on one of the issues last month, or is that not really, we could just delay this until next month, or
I can go back and
up to you?
it could be a scrivener's error that I could
Yeah.
correct if you want to go up for that route.
To me, it won't change anything, right? So it'd
Yeah,
really
I
be up to
don't-
the
I
chair.
don't think substantively it matters.
Okay. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we need to set,
No, we have the date, I think it's the 18th, it's the third Wednesday, I'm not sure what the numerical date is, but it's the 18th or the 19th here.
oh, okay, no. I
It
just
is, yeah.
had a little panic attack, and I'm like, no, I will be in town.
You mean I'll be having the panic attack?
June 18th is the,
All right.
is the,
I am here on June 18th. Okay.
6 PM?
All right, I am not aware of any other matter that is legally before the board. I would ask for a motion.
Oh, I've just got, well, just one question regarding these ADUs. Like I said, I think it was voted on last night. How long does that usually take to get written narratively into our, is the ordinance already written and it'd be
Yeah,
placed into
the
the?
ordinance, so last time I saw it,
I guess
there was a redlined version, but I haven't seen it.
Pretty sure the council approved it last night.
Yeah, I was at a meeting.
No, I don't think so.
I was at a subcommittee meeting.
5 to 4
Just can't
vote.
remember the date. And the city solicitor, there had just been a change in so the state is doing regulations, and so the city solicitor had prepared a draft that was supposed to be reviewed that night, but then the state had actually updated the regulations, so everyone threw away that last draft. I haven't seen it. So, but yes, in order for it to be approved, it has to be in writing. Gordon, could I ask, could you get a copy of the ordinance that was approved and circulated to the board? So thank you for, I wasn't aware that it was approved last night.
I believe that it was, but 5 to 4 vote. I know.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
watched a little of it.
I was here, but there was a lot of discussion, but and
Was
maybe
this-
something else was approved before that I'm misunderstanding. But I thought that they were still trying to make some changes, and so check on it.
Yeah, so Gordon, I'm not sure if it was, can you just?
I'm sure the city clerk will know, I'll ask her
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, and if it is our ordinance, just let us know, and then I can just go on the website and read it, if it's on there.
I'll get to the bottom of it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always do.
No, thank you very much for bringing that up.
A motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned until